we have a lot of legwork to do if we are going to do Vyres the proper way, because I am beyond done with skilling right now. You know, I'm a pretty big skiller, but we have done so much skilling and not enough combat that ironically we're going to be trading prayer, but through combat, and that'll be a nice relief for me because I have been pretty burnt on the skilling side of things. So I figured I'd knock out a few combats. We can get some attack done, invention, and prayer while we're here, and overall I'm just hoping to get some serious total levels down. But this week, or sorry, these next couple of weeks, because this is definitely going to take quite a bit of time, is going to be dedicated to setting up what I will call my perfect fire setup. So we're going to do a lot of the legwork now, so that way we can enjoy and spend less time actually doing the fires later on. Hopefully in the macro of the account, this will be efficient. So the first step of this was getting 95 divination. One of the biggest things is that I am going to be training invention alongside this, and I'm going to try and get as much invention experience out of it as possible. So not only will we be augmenting our sun spear, but we'll also be augmenting our bodies. So I just wanted to gather a lot of energy. But first things first, now that we are 95, we are going to go into the Hall of Memories and upgrade all of our bots. If you didn't know, the highest upgrade, which you can get at 95, increases your energy intake. So that'll make getting charges a little bit faster. Don't have an exact number, but hopefully we will get prepared and I'll be able to tell you at the end of the next episode how many augmenters I use between level 80 and level 99 prayer. There is the final crest bot unlocked. We do take quite a bit of time to do this. I think it took me maybe an hour and a half to do all 5 of them, but now we are ready to go collect energy and spend a lot of AFK time here while I edit videos. So very excited for that, and let's go get that white stack of incandescence. A little less AFK than I hoped, and I actually have a lot of time on my hands now that I am done this video, so I am instead going to be going, and we are going to take this 50,000 and then convert it into divine energies, and then we are going to set up our perks on our items. 150 charges is quite a bit. I feel like we're probably going to have to come back to the energy, whether it is for augmentors or more charges, but I feel like this will give us a substantial feel for where we're at. So we're just going to take our augmented royal crossbow, which should be the combined rate of our armor as well as our sun spear, maybe a little bit over, but 25 hours, that's not bad. This grind is supposed to take me between 40 and 50 with the setup that I'm going for, so hopefully we have 60 extra charges in our bank, so that should pretty much cover us all the way to 99. So the next thing that I want to do is upgrade my farming, because that is going to be the thing that's going to time gate us the most. So we're going to start doing a lot of tree runs, as well as trying to get maybe 2 or 3 herb runs in daily, and that will slowly chip away, as well as our play on farms. This is the thing that's probably going to hold us back the longest, and why it's going to take so long to finish off the diaries, but we need 85 farming in order to get the diary, and then boost +6 in order to get the 91. So we're getting close, but we still have quite a bit of experience to go in terms of how many days we have left. So let's just start chipping away at that and keep on going. Beastmaster Raid 3, we've been doing them a little bit more consistently because they keep popping up a little bit better, and now that we actually have a tier 80, we can get into these raids. No luck at the codex. Hopefully we will get one soon. I mean, it's a 1 in 27, so eventually after 15 kills we're gonna get the codex anyways, so we'll keep chipping away at this, but no luck today. So I have been doing my back bolt pretty consistently, and I think the most annoying part about it so far has been the fact that I can only do it once a day because I have to banner boost every single day. So we have the supplies now, we've been restocking on our broad arrows, and we have enough to get to 93, I hope, and if not, we'll finish off with some magic bows. But the plan is we're gonna get 93 fletching, and then we can banner boost for ruby criminal bolts, which are going to be incredible for PVM. This will probably be my last big fletching push until I gather the supplies for 99. And there's 93 fletching. Just as we thought, it's actually level 90 for the ruby criminal bolts, but if you enchant them, which is the version that you want, is actually level 99. So we're not going to be using these for quite a while. If I run out of royal bolts at some point, which I think is impossible because I have like 10k of them, then I will swap over to basic criminal bolts, but I think we'll get 99 range in those 10,000 bolts for sure. It is the weekend, which means that we have tons of free time in order to camp out more Croesus. Haven't got second of the boss yet, and we're still going for that core hammer, so hopefully we can get some of that. We are sitting at 1 pair of legs and a foul torch right now, so hopefully we'll be out, and a scripture. So hopefully we'll be able to get the core hammer soon. Let's test out some hours. Ran out of restores, so we're sitting up here on the dock of shame, but 10 mil, not bad. Unfortunately, no drops in this hour. Second hour, you would hope to see something with this valuation of the chest, but I guess we got a lot of soul rune drops. This middle node gives pretty solid experience all around on all the different skills, but 93 woodcutting. It has been kind of a nice way to level up woodcutting, not gonna lie. 8 mil chest. Of course, being Saturday, we popped on stream and we did some more Croesus. Unfortunately, we had no luck. And our third foul torch. Woo! I mean, I have been selling them on the main for about 300 a piece, so not bad money for bonds, that's for sure. Nice little post-stream farm run, 82 farming. Totally the reason why we've been doing so much Croesus, but that has 90 fishing, which means we can now boost for the diary. Not a skill that I particularly enjoy, so happy to be done with that grind. And that's probably enough Croesus for this week. I have been doing quite a bit between stream as well as doing some off with some friends. The loot has been incredibly generous to us, but unfortunately no new uniques, so still sitting at the 3 items. Let's go do some diary stuff. Now, I know someone is going to hate me for this, but this is my first Tears of Gothics on this account. I have not done it ever. I think I did the quest. It's just something that I haven't done yet. 68 runecrafting. I need to get in the habit of doing this. It's incredible XP. Nice. And there is 70 runecrafting, one more level to be able to boost for blood runes. A lot of B's in that sentence. And there is 71. We can boost now, but I'm literally shuddering as I'm saying this. I have been enjoying the rune span. Not sure what's up with me today, but I am going to ride this wave out as long as possible and until I feel the pains again. So I guess I'll see you guys on the other side. 73, I definitely started to feel things again. I remembered why I don't like doing this, and that's good. But we got 2 more levels out of it, so we'll take that as a win. Aurora just popped, and I have never been more excited for Aurora because I am going to start running the Anachronia course again. This is my first time that I have been able to since the start of the account. I haven't ran Anachronia in quite a while, probably since about level 40, but we are going to make some staminas here, and that's going to give us a +6 boost to get up to level 85 in order to complete the course. That should be able to get us through the full level 85 section. We should be able to do it in less than a minute. Doing Anachronia on Roar is about 200k per hour, so hopefully we'll be able to round out the level and make this level look nice as well. Level 80. Easy level. I just need to remember to keep going back to Prif in order to attempt to unlock the agility outfit. And yet, every single time I go and try and get a piece, it never happens. Speaking of nice looking levels, we got 4 more levels, I think, but that is 85 cooking. We now have a nice collection of Cook Shark in the bank. Hey, there is our first Gloom Shroom Zygomite. Very exciting. Thank you, farm runs. Now, I already had the level 88 required for the diary, but I figured I might as well, while I'm cleaning up some levels, get around to doing herb lore. I have a bunch of supplies from Croesus, so been making all of the extreme strengths in the world. The amount of limpwort roots I have in my bank right now, let me tell you, has been insane. But there is level 90, which means not only are we going to be able to do the diary and boost for the diary a little bit easier, but we are also going to be able to make overloads at some point when I start doing combat. Now, the one skill that I haven't completed is going to be summoning, and I have a ton of blue charms. So my goal is to make as many Minotaur pouches as possible and just get the quickest XP. I could take the granite lobster route where I make a ton and I chip the granite down and then I can make multiple pouches. But we're going to be doing all of this on Amlon Hour. We're going to have spirit gems and we have about 8,000 blue charms right now. So we're definitely not hurting in that department. And Croesus has given us a ton of cash to work with. So this seems like the most direct path in order to get there. I don't know if I will continue this path towards 99. There is 92 mining on our grind to make adamant bars for pouches. So we mined about 3,000 adamant bars. That should get us all the way up to the 87 summoning required in order to summon the ghast. Mining is definitely one of the more AFK and chill skills, so it was kind of nice to just sit back and watch some Netflix and mine away. I recently just upgraded my Jack of Trades route. I've been doing the same route where you don't really prep anything and it takes about 1 minute per route, and it's not bad. It's definitely not a bad route, but I think it takes about 30 seconds now. I have tons of urns prep. I have a whole bunch of items in the bank set up, ready for it. All 3 Jack of Trades runs, it takes me about a minute and a half to do per day. So that's really been taking a big chunk out of my dailies, and that has been really appreciated. That is 84, one more level to go for the boost. I am going to gather up some energy, and then we have to make a ton of augmentors. Now, the last thing I want to do is go and have to gather some supplies. So my goal here is I'm going to prep as much as possible. I think it's going to take about 19 spears, and I have 4 bodies prepped in order to disassemble those and then keep one last set of dino armor. So what the plan is we are going to try and make about 23 augmentors, and that should cover us for the entire thing. Now, my number one recommendation for getting components, if you do this as a daily, which I do not, but this is a much cheaper and more efficient way to do it, is if you buy the black weaponry. Now, white weaponry as well is also very cheap. However, it does require a certain KC of Black Knights, so if you haven't done that yet, stick with black weapons while you work on upgrading towards that. But yeah, these things are like a tenth of the price, and they're about the level of steel for disassembly. Great for base parts, great for any budget Ironman that doesn't have a lot of GP, that's just starting out with Invention. So if you have a chance to just take this nice and slow and do it as a daily, I would highly recommend only buying the black weapons if you are short on cash. Hey, there's our first ever mycelial webbing, which means we can unlock extreme invention potions, which is huge because if you don't know, it gives you a plus 17 level boost, and that allows you to unlock blueprints a lot earlier, as well as unlock a few things in terms of like the actual level. But the main thing that at least I appreciate about them is that in the earlier levels, you're able to unlock these higher level blueprints, which give extreme amounts of invention experience. If you go for perfect on all of them, they can get you a solid level or 2 when you're boosting, which will unlock even more. So it's an incredible unlock to have on this account, and I'm really, really happy with that. Now, the biggest question I have for people is, do you use super compost or do you use the lunar spell to do it? Because I personally feel like I'm able to buy enough Astral Runes on a daily basis, and obviously I'm not using the high level PBMs. So if you're going to make that argument, I get it totally. But personally, I think it's a big waste of my time in order to go buy pineapples and then go make super compost. But that's just me. Leave a comment in the section below. I'm curious as to what your mentality is behind it. Alrighty, it is time to get 12 summoning levels in a matter of 1 hour. It is Amalot hour, so we have our setup. We're going to use our Takozo to teleport to the Tsar. We're going to fairy ring to Amalot, and then we are going to make our pouches and repeat. Now, having done this previously with Double Surge as well as with Mobile, I was able to do about 4,500 pouches per hour, so I'm hoping that I can do 3,600, which is more than I actually need to do, so that's rather reassuring, but hopefully we can finish this off in this hour. Let's get to it. Not quite the result I was hoping for. We did manage to hit 85. Unfortunately, we weren't as efficient as I hoped, but we did hit 85. We're just going to wait for the next Amalot hour. It should be in a few hours to finish this off, and then we'll be able to get the 87 to do the, diary. Alrighty, so there's 80 fire making. We were going to boost for this, but why not? We have a ton of magic logs, probably get 99 with the amount that we have, but that aside, we are going to go run some temple trekking. I still do not have the entire woodcutting outfit, so that is a priority while we're doing this, but we are going to be leveling up each of the companions to level 99 in order to unlock the gas pouch. If I remember correctly, this is going to be a pretty long grind for the higher levels, as they sometimes just don't aggro monsters. So it's all about finding the correct monsters who will aggro onto them and then getting them to retaliate and feeding them food. Hopefully, I'm thinking shouldn't take more than 5 hours, but you never know. So we'll see. Another Amalot hour, baby. So let's finish off this skill. Easy 87 summoning. Let's finish off the temple trekking grind, and then we can actually just do the rest of the achievements. Holy cow, temple trekking takes so long. We just got invited to a Beastmaster raid, so we are going to take a small break. We have no woodcutting pieces. We're about halfway leveling up both our hardest companions, so we've got maybe another 2 hours on them, but let's go take a quick break and have some PVM fun. Thank you, Mr. Beastmaster, for the codex. Nope. And what a terrible time to run out of bank space. I guess we are going to be disassembling some of these in order to keep them in space. I've really got to expand those bank slots soon. Hey, about 6 hours of temple trekking later, and our final companion is level 99. Let's go collect this gas pouch. I'm actually pretty done with this, but this was all well worth our time, except the fact that we didn't get any lumberjack pieces. But was well worth our time for a reason that I will show you in just a second. Give me the gas pouch. Huge, and there it is summoned. All right, that is one off the list. Only a few more to go. So the reason this is so good is because of the rewards, we can actually put them into bowstrings, which if you didn't know is kind of a pain in the ass to get. But 6 hours of work for about 4,000 isn't great, but then again, I wasn't being incredibly efficient. I was trying to level up my companions and I was taking it really slow and letting them take all the damage on certain levels. So pretty much sometimes I'd spend 15 minutes in a level trying to get them as much XP as possible. So I think temple trekking is a excellent source of bowstrings if you need some of those. All right, let's run some diaries. First, we have to get the flame gloves. Now, we're definitely slowly taking off our checklist, but there are still a few things left to do, including the medium and hard diaries, and of course, we have the Vyre body prep. I think I'm going to knock out the medium diaries for now, and then we have to do Shades of Morton anyways for the hard diaries, and then we'll be able to start on those. Medium diaries completed. Now, if you are going to be doing temple repair, I would suggest two things, actually three things. So one, be on the dedicated worlds. There's a lot of players either doing the quest or also farming out sacred oil, so highly would recommend that. Number two, being the flame tar hammer, it definitely increases the speed at which you gain sanctity, which you need in order to make the olive oil into sacred oil. And see if you can afford the cost. I believe they're decently cheap, but the combat dummies, they basically lure the shades away and make it easier to maintain the sacred flame. I am going to personally be trying for 4 doses because what I want to do is I actually want to try out how good shiny columbarium keys are versus regular columbarium keys, and I'll probably follow up with a video on that later this week. So instead of needing, I think 503 doses, so 1500 doses, I'm going to need 2000 doses. So we have a bit of a journey ahead of us. There is our last inventory of oil. So now we just need to put the oil onto some magic logs and gather our corpses. In terms of gear setup, I haven't really talked about what my plan is for that, and that is because I didn't want to talk about it until I was actually going to make it. So Dino Hide Armor is a tier 75 tank armor, and really, really good because it's super easy to get from Big Game Hunter, whereas before you would typically have to go camp barrows or something like Carol's. Now we can just craft it instead and remove that need to grind out barrows for it. Now we're going to be running a helmet, a body, gloves, and boots because the leg slot is of course going to be taken up by Moritania Legs 4. And we're going to be making one helmet, one set of gloves, one boots, and we're going to make as many bodies as possible because we are going to start augmenting and disassembling them for resilient components. As well, this will be a really good way of boosting the amount of invention experience that we get from this grind. And once I am sitting on my last set of Dino Hide armor, I will just siphon it rather than disassembling it. Cool, so now we are just going to camp over here and hopefully get the 500 corpses we need. There is the 500 corpses we need. Luckily for us, the main just actually sold all of our extra loot, so we now have enough bonds to expand some of our bank slots, and they are on sale right now. So let's go fix this bank issue. And just like that, we are only 150 shy of having every bank slot unlocked. Very, very nice. No, I have 1,300 slots now. I know I will fill it up within like a week. It's going to expand, and I'm going to start thinking that every item is essential. It's a habit I know I have, and it's a habit I dread. time to burn some corpses. So I personally run a setup where I go on Ancients, and that way I am able to teleport to Canifus, and we have all of the corpses in our inventory, as well as having a full Beast of Burden of the logs and our inventory. You can stand between these two pyre slots and basically prepare one funeral, burn it, and then turn to the next one, and then do that one, and you're basically doing it as efficiently as possible. With this setup, we can do about 42 per inventory, and it really cuts back on the amount of trips that you need to do if you bring a Beast of Burden, so I would highly recommend it. And there is the full 500. So now our Sun Spear does maximum damage to the Vyres, which is very, very exciting because that's going to definitely help us in the grind. Even more exciting, now we can finish off the rest of the tasks, so let's go do that now. Elite Mortania complete, and 91 Herblore, not a bad level. Alright, there's still a few things we have left now that we have our Mortania Elite 4 legs. We still need to get our Enhanced Excalibur, so we need to do both the Medium, Hard, and Elite Seer's Diary. We are going to also perk out our gear and our weapons, and we're going to grab some Augmentors for grinds. So still quite a few things left to do, but let's try and sum it up real quick. Medium, Hard, and Elite Diaries done. Making bows here for the Invention, and Flow's going to be our new best friend for a little while. So we are going to be running Precision and Equilibrium on our weapon, of course, for the Sun Spear. But what we are going to be putting on our body is Enhanced Devoted as well as Scavenging. Enhanced Devoted is going to be our best option, and we're going to go for Enhanced Devoted 2 because it's 100% at 19 Invention, so we are going to stand in the God Wars dungeon area to brew that down. But it's going to be the best in slot for us because we are going to be playing Mage for like 99% of this grind, and Scavenging, of course, to get those free components. As to why Enhanced Devoting 2 is optimal at level 19, don't know, but that is what the wiki claims, so that is what we will be doing. And after multiple failure attempts, it doesn't take away the material, so it's no harm, but Enhanced Devoted 2. So finally, we need to prep a little bit more for our Augmentors. We need both tensile components, so that's going to be making bows, and of course, enhancing components, which, if you don't know, is best done through Rings of Slayer. We have about 2,000 bars that we are going to make into Slayer Rings. And of course, we have like 30,000 magic logs, of which I'll probably make about 1,000 into full-fledged bows for those components. So as a post-quest reward, you can talk to Finescula, and she can give you something called a Blood Essence, which if you are using melee, which we will be using for a majority of this time, it will actually heal you back passively, or when you can use it actively, and it's recharged by blood, which you will congeal, which you will get back pretty consistently. So that is going to help us quite a bit. But now we are all ready for the following week, where we can finally start grinding out our prayer.